Okay, so we'll keep it short and sweet in this studio hardware section. This equipment is a little more optional, a little lower priority for you to consider. You may recall that earlier I made a tongue-in-cheek reference to a spare bedroom. Well, in fact, this is that small room, and let's take a peek. Okay, now we'll go ahead and freeze it. Now we can see a few things here. Let's start with a tripod. If you're going to be shooting with a DSLR camera or a camcorder, you'll want to have a tripod to set up a steady shot. Here is a boom or shotgun microphone, definitely one of the more optional items on this list, but good for picking up a directional audio in this type of setup. If you're going to be shooting video, you should consider investing in some kind of lighting. Lighting can range from fairly inexpensive to relatively expensive. There are also a couple of options from bulb-based lighting solutions to the more expensive LED. This particular set runs about $60 and is ample for my needs. Now let's take a look from the reverse angle, and you can see where I would stand to capture some video. You can also see this is a very small space, maybe about 10 by 11. Let's look back at that interesting setup, and you may have noticed the iPad, which I glossed over earlier. It needn't be an iPad per se, but what it's providing me in this case is a teleprompter. What's nice about this iPad setup is I'm using a specific app, one of the few I'll note, called Teleprompt Plus. Now you can see me there with the iPhone. It has a companion app for the phone, which provides remote control. Hopefully, I'm not simply reading directly, but it gives me an idea of the topics I intend to cover and in what order. And so, turning about here, we see that I'm using this green screen, simply green fabric, really. And I'll note that one thing you'll want to have is stands and a crossbar to hold up a backdrop, whether you use green or something else. We can certainly argue the merits of using a backdrop, specifically green or blue screen, to key in digital effects later. It may seem a bit over the top, but I find it actually provides a great amount of flexibility and is fairly simple to use given the sophistication of a lot of software tools.